pretty much the biggest thing to happen in college sports in a long, long while, and that's the NIL. The NIL was signed. Well, it was not signed, but it was pretty much approved and put in action on Thursday night, heading into Friday. And the NIL basically said, "Hey, any player in college sports can use their name, imaging, and likeness, name, image, and likeness, for their own personal use, meaning basically they can profit off of themselves. Like any one of you and me, like any normal human being, you can sign an autograph and make money. You can make a YouTube channel and make money. You can put your name on a shirt and make money. What the NCAA used to do, as if you've ever followed this, is basically once you get into college, once you land a scholarship with the NCAA, you're playing on anything. You could be a D3 still. You're an athlete. Basically, you get your rights revoked, and that you can't make any money off of yourself. If you decide to make a YouTube channel, for instance, the destroying case, Donald De La Haye. His case was he made a YouTube channel. He was making money off of it, as he should. Most of the stuff wasn't him, as he was a kicker. He wasn't really making anything off of the team. He was making it off of himself. His image, his personality, all that stuff. And he was making money, which had really no effect on the team at all. And, he was doing his own thing, making profit for stuff he should make profit for. And, being rewarded for kind of hard work and a good personality and all this stuff that people enjoy. People enjoyed his work. And the NCAA obviously didn't like that because he technically was using his image. He was using himself to make money. And no, with the NCAA, you can't do that. If you're making money, the NCAA can't have that. No, we want you poor, basically. The NCAA doesn't like it when kids decide to, be active members of society, basically, and be in a capitalist society. They don't like that. They like to have control. They like to have control. So when it's stripped away and someone is, doing that, they don't love it. For instance, the Reggie Bush stuff. Reggie Bush got like $200,000 or something after he won the Heisman, or during recruiting, something like that. He was one of the top prospects in the country. He got paid. Boo-hoo, big deal. Everybody does. Every recruit gets illegally paid coming out if you're big. That's just a fact. And some of them get caught. All of them do it. I can guarantee you, like, half of Alabama got paid coming into school by someone. There's been big documentaries and stuff on the SEC and how, and like Mississippi State and Ole Miss, and they paid all their players, and that came out, and everybody acts so surprised, like, oh, this big college program paid their players illegally coming into the year. It's like, of course they did. That's recruiting. You take kids who don't have a ton and you pay them already illegally. The NCAA only cares about it somewhat, but a player making money fairly by, making money off of themselves, off their image, that's bad. But we're going to allow colleges to illegally pay players like Zion Williamson and, Memphis. That whole thing with James Wiseman that we called out, everybody was like, and I remember that video so clearly. We put out that video, and everybody in the comments were like, "Oh no, Memphis, they're so kind, so nice. Penny Hardaway never would pay his players." Oh well, James Wiseman, he got suspended because he got paid. He got benefits. everybody gets paid. Every big recruits gets benefits. I just don't understand how some people can be so numb to it, because it comes out all the time. Reggie Bush should still have his Heisman. Yeah, they should have ripped his Heisman. If you're going to rip his Heisman, rip every major recruit's Heisman that's ever won it. Ever won it. Because I guarantee you, they probably got paid. I'm sure that there's a, let's mark the date there, like 1980 and up or something like that, because, you know, modernly, probably, you know, someone in the 50s probably didn't get paid. Who knows? Maybe they did. But I'm talking about more of the modern era. You know, let's keep it 80s. Yeah, 1980s and up. I guarantee you, almost all of them have probably got paid. Johnny Manziel wasn't as high of a recruit coming out, so probably didn't get paid. And, you know, he was a huge in college. He wanted to capitalize off of his image. And he's not wrong for that, but he couldn't do it technically through the name, imaging, and licensing thing. He did it, and he got in trouble with the autographs. He got like $30,000 for a bunch of autographs. You know, there's guys like Manziel that right now, if they came in right now with it legal, would be crazy rich. Crazy. They could make a ton of money. And we already are seeing some people make that money. A basketball player from Tennessee State got a $2 million deal with some computer company already. The biggest NIL deal yet. Derek King. Mon Richards has this agency thing that he's already doing. Miami's getting inked to $20,000 deals pretty much each. Deals. Barstool is giving out sponsorships left and right. We're about to see what they're going to do with that. I mean, all these guys are starting to get paid now, and I think it's a great thing, because really it's just bringing security to the athlete. We've seen athletes like Greg Oden who come out of college and they get super banged up, and then, you know, they lose some money and they have to go back to school, and it's tough to go back to school because now you lost all your money and you don't have extra money that you like got in school to come back and all that. Especially it's seen with basketball players, because they're all one and dones, and it really doesn't make sense that if they're going to school, if they're just going to go there for 1 year, probably not even attend classes, and then leave. So when you're allowing them to make money in college, not only are you allowing them to do fun things like a YouTube channel and make money that way, but you're also giving them kind of the right to get endorsements earlier, like the G League Ignite guys, and have money in their pocket so that if their career fails, if they have a major injury, this applying to all sports, you don't have that kind of sad story anymore that they had this injury and they're not going to be able to play again. Their contract wasn't guaranteed. They're not getting anything. They don't have enough money. They don't have a degree. They can't go back to school, and they end up out on the streets or something. You're not going to have that anymore, because now that top player who tears his ACL or something in his first NFL season and isn't ever able to play again now has $4 million in his back pocket because he was great in college, right? So not only he left his third year, oh no, right? He has those $4 million now, so he can go back to school, get his degree, and he still has $4 million. Still has $4 million, so he's set up pretty much for a good chunk of his life if he spends well, and will have his degree and can go make more. So, you know, it's people use the argument that this money and those stuff is going to take away from their education there. I think yes. I think it could, certainly. But at the same time, I think it might take away their education at the time, their focus on it. But it's going to give them the ability to focus on their education later if they ever screw up, you know? Because they're going to have extra money to go get it when they're actually going to care and not be hyper-focused on a sport. And it's just not screwing over the kids in college anymore, which I think is good. And, you know, the NIL is going to do really well for not only the college kids, but the fans as well, because now you're going to get licensed jerseys and all that, and licensed endorsements, and NCAA is finally going to come back. We know that. So they're going to be able to use name and likenesses. I mean, there's just so many players that could have benefited from this. Joe Burrow could have had like $10 million coming out of college, knowing how big he was. Johnny Manziel would have been super big. Countless names, Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston, any of those Heismans, they could have been huge. Baker Mayfield, especially with what he was doing in college, all that stuff. Imagine how big that would be with sponsorships and all that. So with, I don't really ever want I never want direct pay to players from colleges. Like it's like a job or something. That's not right because, it's college. You're going there for an education and all that. But if a player can make money on their own, no use of the school, just their image and likeness like this is, that's perfect. Because you could do that with any of your jobs. If you're really good at something like entertainment and you do a YouTube channel or something and you're making a ton of money off of that, that has nothing to do with the job that you already have. Or if you're in school, like if you're a student and you're doing something on the side and you're, I don't know, you Twitch stream or something, right? And you get a lot of money off of that. The university is not going to restrict your right to be doing that because, it's your freedom to do that. It's just when the word athlete gets thrown into it, they didn't really like that for some reason, and they restricted your ability to. So now really they're just taking student athletes and they're putting them in with any normal citizen and any normal student really, and giving them that freedom. So overall, it's going to be really good for the student athlete and really, really good for the NCAA. They're finally starting to give in a little bit to what the world wants, and overwhelmingly, and overall what's fair for these student athletes. And I think that's a really good thing.